Just raw reaction, obviously, Andrew. A heavy day for the families. Also something for them to look positively on because, in the end, let's face it, they are trying to put their relatives to rest. Now, we don't know necessarily that those remains belong to either 39-year-old Morgan Harris or 26-year-old Marcedes Myran, but those are the two women being searched for in that landfill just outside Winnipeg. These two women, originally from Long Plain First Nation, are believed to have been murdered by a serial killer in 2022, along with two other women whose remains were found, 24-year-old Rebecca Contois and an unidentified woman who Indigenous elders have named Buffalo Woman. Their killer is now behind bars, sentenced to life times 4 for 4 counts of first-degree murder. But the bodies of Morgan Harris and Marcedes Myran were never found. They are believed to be in the Prairie Green landfill. And the reason that there was such raw reaction from the families is that this was an ongoing issue, was a battle for pretty much 2 years to have this search done. So much so that it became a political issue, a campaign issue. The then governing Progressive Conservatives campaigned on their opposition to a landfill search. In advertisements for the campaign, the party said for health and safety reasons, the answer on the landfill dig just has to be no. Whereas now, Premier Wab Kinu's NDP campaigned in the October 2023 election on doing the actual search. He followed through on that. The search began in earnest with the clearing out of things to make way for it in October, and actual excavation began in December. As mentioned, Premier Kinu announced yesterday that possible human remains were found. Here's the response from one of the relatives, Melissa Robinson. She's the cousin of Morgan Harris.
You know, I was thinking back to when we were all told no, right? When the Winnipeg police told us no. You know, when the government, Heather Stephenson, told us no. You know, that couldn't be done and that it wouldn't be done. You know what, to hell with all you guys, because it got done. You know, and it's just beginning, you know.
Strong words because they were initially told no. Elle Harris also spoke at this news conference. She was only 18 years old a couple years ago when she found out that her mother, Morgan Harris, had been murdered. She also reacting strongly to being told for a couple years there that there would be no search for her mother's body. And now that potentially it may have been found, she let loose today.
Every day, I just think I want my mom. I want her to be there for me. Because it's so hard. It's really hard going out there. It's hard watching even simple movies. Because you see all these movies with loving families and having that parent system next to you to be there for you. It's heartbreaking to know I'm never going to be able to get that. And I want you all to think of that for every one of single of you who said no to the police system, to the government. You sit there and think about this. Think about how disgustingly you treated us. And think of how far we made it, even though you said no.
Amongst that emotion, comment from Grand Chief Kyra Wilson of the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs, who says today's a painful time, but a significant moment because stolen sisters deserve to be found and laid to rest with dignity.
And Mark, this development doesn't mean the search is over. There's still more to do.
There's still much more to do. When the search was initially launched, officials estimated it could take up to 2026 to complete. They have to identify the potential human remains that have been found so far to find out if they are human remains, and if so, whose. I mean, they're searching an area 100 by 200 meters, up to 10 meters deep. So this is a large-scale investigation that is not going to wrap up anytime soon.
Mark, thank you. The CBC's Mark Carcassole.